In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to order at Starbucks in English. Let's go. Today's lesson is all about ordering at Starbucks. We are going to learn 20 key phrases, 10 phrases that every Starbucks worker says, and 10 phrases that you should say as the customer. But before we dive into that, take a listen to a sample conversation at Starbucks.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you today?
Hi. I'll have a pumpkin spice latte, please.
Sure thing.
Oh, wait. Do you have oat milk?
Yes, we do. We have oat, soy, almond, and coconut milk.
Perfect. Could you make it with oat milk instead of regular milk?
You got it. What size would you like? Tall, grande, or venti?
Grande, please.
Would you like whipped cream on top?
Yes, please.
Anything else for you today?
Yes, I'll take a blueberry muffin. Can you warm it up for me, please?
Of course. Would you like anything else?
No, that's it for now.
Is this for here or to go?
To go, please. And can I pay with my Starbucks app?
Absolutely. Just scan it here when you're ready.
Thanks. Oh, one more thing. Could I get a sleeve for the cup? It gets pretty hot.
Sure. I'll add one for you. Your total comes to $7.85.
Here's my app. And could I get a receipt, please?
Of course. Your order will be ready at the pickup counter in just a moment. Can I get your name, please?
It's Sarah. Thanks so much.
No problem. We'll call you when your order's ready.
Okay, so how was that? Were you able to follow along? So in this conversation, you heard a customer ordering at Starbucks. The worker had many different questions and statements, and the customer also had some questions as well. Now, we will go over all of those phrases, like I said, but I want you to listen to this conversation again. But this time, I want you to shadow along. Now, what does shadowing mean? It means that you are going to be speaking at the same time as the person in the dialogue. Now, I want you to shadow the customer. Imagine you are the customer. Now, every time you hear the customer speaking, I want you to try to speak with the customer. This is a great way for you to improve your English fluency, vocabulary, and speed. All right, so let's try it again. This time you shadow along with the customer.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you today?
Hi. I'll have a pumpkin spice latte, please.
Sure thing.
Oh, wait. Do you have oat milk?
Yes, we do. We have oat, soy, almond, and coconut milk.
Perfect. Could you make it with oat milk instead of regular milk?
You got it. What size would you like? Tall, grande, or venti?
Grande, please.
Would you like whipped cream on top?
Yes, please.
Anything else for you today?
Yes, I'll take a blueberry muffin. Can you warm it up for me, please?
Of course. Would you like anything else?
No, that's it for now.
Is this for here or to go?
To go, please. And can I pay with my Starbucks app?
Absolutely. Just scan it here when you're ready.
Thanks. Oh, one more thing. Could I get a sleeve for the cup? It gets pretty hot.
Sure. I'll add one for you. Your total comes to $7.85.
Here's my app. And could I get a receipt, please?
Of course. Your order will be ready at the pickup counter in just a moment. Can I get your name, please?
It's Sarah. Thanks so much.
No problem. We'll call you when your order's ready.
Okay, so how is that? Were you able to shadow along? Now, it's probably a little bit difficult. It's even difficult for native English speakers, so don't worry about that. Just keep doing it, keep practicing, keep shadowing. It really, really helps you build your speed and fluency. It will really help your English. So, do this again, rewind, shadow along again. You can shadow along with the Starbucks worker as well. That's also a great idea. But next, what we're going to do is we're going to go over all of the main phrases from this dialogue. We're going to go over 20 phrases, 10 from the Starbucks worker, 10 from the customer. But before we get into that, if you're new to this channel and if you're studying English, you need to improve your English or you want to improve, then this is a great channel for you to learn. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and hit that notification bell. Okay, let's go over the first 10 phrases from the worker. Number 1, the worker says, "What can I get started for you today?" What can I get started for you today? Now, this means basically, what would you like? What would you like? What do you want? That's very casual. So instead of saying, "What would you like?" often at Starbucks or any type of service, food service industry restaurant, they often will say, "What can I get started for you today?" Number 2, we have oat, soy, almond, and coconut milk. We have oat, soy, almond, and coconut milk. Now, often when a customer will ask about the type of milk that they have at Starbucks, the Starbucks worker will say, "We have." We means Starbucks. All right, so they have oat milk, they have soy milk, they have almond milk, they have coconut milk. And of course, they have regular milk as well, right? But they're always going to give you the special milk in this type of situation. Number 3, you got it. What size would you like? Tall, grande, or venti? You got it. What size would you like? Tall, grande, or venti? Now, the very beginning part of this is, I think, the most useful one. You got it. It means sure, of course, understood. So if I order something, if I say, "I'd like a cafe latte," the worker will often say, "You got it," meaning, of course, sure, definitely. Number 4, the worker said, "Would you like whipped cream on top?" Would you like whipped cream on top? Now, this is just asking, do you want whipped cream on the top of your drink? But for this phrase here, I want to go over a little bit of pronunciation. Because when I speak this sentence, and when Starbucks workers speak this sentence, we don't say each word separately. So I don't say, "Would you like whipped cream on top?" I'm going to join it together. All right, I'm going to join it. So, "Would you like?" My phrase, the way I say it is, would ya like? So, would you like? Would you like? So that "would you" is kind of a weird way to say it. We say it almost like would ya, would you like? So, all right, so would you like whipped cream on top? All right, so whenever you have that "would you like" question, I want you to try to combine it and say would ya, would you like whipped cream on top? Number 5, anything else for you today? Anything else for you today? Now, this is a great question, and it's very, very commonly used among service workers. We like to make everything shorter in English. So the long version of this question is, would you like anything else today? Would you like anything else today? But we want to make it shorter, So we remove some words and we just say, anything else for you today? Anything else for you today? Number 6. Is this for here or to go? Is this for here or to go? Okay, again, a very, very common question that they will ask you at any type of cafe, coffee shop, fast food restaurant. They want to know, are you going to eat it or drink it here? Or do you want to take it home with you? And for that question, it's always, is it for here or to go? And it's really important that we pronounce it. We chunk our words together. We join them together. So is it for here or to go? Is it for here to go? Number 7, just scan it here when you're ready. Just scan it here when you're ready. You know, nowadays we're using a lot of e-money. We have different types of e-money depending on where you live. And we can often pay now through our apps. And in order to do that, we need to scan our QR code, right? So a lot of times a worker will just say, can you just scan it here when you're ready? Number 8, I'll add a sleeve for you. I'll add a sleeve for you. Now, if you've ever gone to a Starbucks or any type of coffee shop, you know sometimes the drinks are really hot. You know, the cup becomes really hot. So the sleeve, which is this here actually, this is a long sleeve. But at a coffee shop, there's a protective cover. It's usually made of like a type of cardboard. And that protective cover is like a sleeve. We put it onto our cup and it protects us from the hot or the heat of that cup. All right, so that's called a sleeve. Number 9, your total comes to $7.85. Your total comes to $7.85. All right, here, so basically the worker is telling you how much you must pay. So it costs $7.85. So instead of saying it costs $7.85, we'll say your total comes to $7.85. And if you notice now the way I'm saying it, I didn't say $7.85. If you want to say that, that's fine. But a lot of people in the US or in Canada, we like to make things shorter. So instead of saying $7.85, we just say $7.85, right? $7.85. And number 10, the key phrase here is, your order will be ready at the pickup counter in a moment. Your order will be ready at the pickup counter in a moment. All right, so whenever you go to a Starbucks, they are going to tell you that you'll pick up your drink at the pickup counter, right? Your order will be ready at the pickup counter in a moment. Now, if you are going to the US, if you're going to Canada, they will ask you for your name, right? So after you order your drink and you pay for it, they will ask you, can I have your name? May I have your name? Because when your drink is ready, they will call your name at the pickup counter. Okay, so those were 10 key phrases from the Starbucks worker. Now let's go over 10 phrases that the customer must use. Number 1, I'll have a pumpkin spice latte. I'll have a pumpkin spice latte. Now here, whenever you go to any type of fast food place or a coffee shop, a Starbucks, you have to order. And the easiest way to order is to say, I'll have a pumpkin spice latte. You could also say, I'd like, and it has the same meaning. I'd like a pumpkin spice latte. All right, so there's 2 ways. They're very, very easy ways to order. Now, pumpkin spice latte, if you're not sure what that is, this is a seasonal drink in the US and also in Canada as well. So during the autumn season, during the Christmas season, There's always, a pumpkin spice latte. It's very, very seasonal. So, and I'm sure every region, every area, your Starbucks will have their seasonal latte. In fact, right now I'm in Japan, and the seasonal latte right now is like a white chocolate macadamian latte. So, what about you? Where you're living right now, whether it's obviously if it's in Japan, then it's the same as me, but tell me where you're living and then tell me what the seasonal drink is in that place. Now, it doesn't have to be only Starbucks. If it's a different coffee shop, that's fine. But what's the seasonal drink that you have right now in your country? Let me know. Leave it down in the comments section. I'd love to learn all these things. I like learning what the seasonal foods and drinks are in other places. So do me a favor and leave that comment down below. Number 2, do you have oat milk? Do you have oat milk? Now, this is a great question. In this conversation, they're asking for oat milk, but it can be anything, whether it's a Starbucks or you're at a fancy restaurant. Do you have is a great way to know if that restaurant or if that cafe has that item. Number 3, could you make it with oat milk instead of regular milk? Could you make it with oat milk instead of regular milk? Now, for me as a customer, I think this is the best sentence. It's the best question because this can be used in so many different situations. So this question is saying, could you make it with oat milk? So I want you to make it with oat milk instead of not with regular milk. So I don't want regular milk. I want oat milk. So can you do that? Can you make it like that? So if you go to any restaurant and you want to change something, this is a great, great phrase. So can you make it with A, this is what you want, instead of B, this is what you don't want. So please remember that question. It's so useful when you're going to eat out. Number 4, I'll go with a grande, please. I'll go with a grande, please. Now, this is also a very unique way. It's a very casual way to order. So the worker asks, what size would you like? Tall grande or venti. And the customer says, well, I'll go with a grande, please. So I'll go with equals I'll have. I'll have, okay? It's the same meaning. I'll go with means I'll have. Number 5, yes, please. Now, I know this seems like a really simple phrase, but I can't stress how important this phrase is. Anytime you have a yes, no question, a question like, would you like question, the best way, the easiest way to answer this is just yes, please. It's very direct and it's very polite. Number 6, can you warm it up for me, please? Can you warm it up for me, please? Now, anytime you want something to be microwaved, this is the question you will use. Can you warm it up for me, please? This means I'd like you to put it in the microwave and make it warmer. Number 7, to go, please. For here, please. Now, whenever they ask you the question, is it for here or to go? Please answer with very simple terms. Just repeat the options. For here, please. To go, please. All right, that's the easiest way to answer that question. You do not need to make a sentence. Number 8, can I pay with my Starbucks app? Can I pay with my Starbucks app? Now, if you're ever going to be paying with an app or some type of e-money, then the question you want to ask is, can I pay with, and then the means of how you want to pay. So can I pay with my Starbucks app? Can I pay with PayPal? Can I pay with Venmo? Can I pay with PayPay? You know, whatever you're using, that's where you would use it. Can I pay with cash? That's also a great question. Number 9, could I get a sleeve? Could I get a sleeve? Now, this is a great question whenever you're at any coffee shop. Doesn't have to be only Starbucks. The cups are really hot, especially if you're ordering a hot drink. So to protect that, you want that protective cover. You want that sleeve. So could I get? Could I get means I want something. Could I get a sleeve, please? And number 10, could I get a receipt, please? So again, could I get means I want something. So here I want a receipt. I want a paper document of my purchase. So could I get a receipt, please? So whenever you want something, this is a great question. Could I get? Could I get a sleeve? Could I get a receipt? Could I get some more time? This is a really, really useful phrase, so please remember it. Okay, so that was 10. Those were 10 phrases that the customer uses at Starbucks. Now, it's not only Starbucks. You could use these phrases at any restaurant, any coffee shop. So they're really, really useful for you to have a very smooth and stress-free, experience. So make sure you remember these. And even if you're not a worker or a waiter, it's important that you know those phrases also, just so you understand what's happening. All right, so make sure you remember all 20 of those phrases. Now, we're not done. We're not done. We're going to go back to the dialogue. Now we know what all of these words mean, what these phrases mean. So we're going to go back to the dialogue again. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. Okay, so this next time that you see and you hear the dialogue, I'm going to cut out the customer's audio. That means there will be no voice being heard. So I'd like you to become the customer. You'll see the sentences on the screen. I'd like you to speak along. So the worker's voice will be there, but the customer, you must become the customer and read and speak along at the same pace. All right, let's try.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you today? Sure thing. Yes, we do. We have oat, soy, almond, and coconut milk. You got it. What size would you like? Tall, grande, or venti? Would you like whipped cream on top? Anything else for you today? Of course. Would you like anything else? Is this for here or to go? Absolutely. Just scan it here when you're ready. Sure, I'll add one for you. Your total comes to $7.85. Of course, your order will be ready at the pickup counter in just a moment. Can I get your name, please? No problem. We'll call you when your order's ready.
Okay, so how was that? Were you able to speak along at the same pace? All right, this is also a really useful tool to, build up your speaking speed. So let's try it again. This time we're going to switch. This time you are going to be the Starbucks worker. I'd like you to, play that role. There will be no audio. Just read and speak out loud if you can. Like, I'm hoping you're in a place where you can speak out loud. So speak out loud, and I want you to read along and keep at the same pace as the customer is speaking.
Hi. I'll have a pumpkin spice latte, please. Oh, wait. Do you have oat milk? Perfect. Could you make it with oat milk instead of regular milk? Grande, please. Yes, please. Yes, I'll take a blueberry muffin. Can you warm it up for me, please? No, that's it for now. To go, please. And can I pay with my Starbucks app? Thanks. Oh, one more thing. Could I get a sleeve for the cup? It gets pretty hot. Here's my app. And could I get a receipt, please? It's Sarah. Thanks so much.
Okay, so how is that? All right, today's lesson, we're learning a lot of very key phrases to order at a Starbucks. But we're also practicing our speaking. We're practicing our pronunciation. We're practicing listening, shadowing. Hopefully after this lesson, your speaking speed has become faster. So the next thing I'd like you to do, this is kind of your challenge, your homework, is the next time you visit a Starbucks, especially in another country, I'd like you to order in English. Try ordering in English at Starbucks. Challenge yourself. See if you can remember all of today's key phrases. And remember, if you like today's lesson, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. All right, until the next lesson. See ya. Thank you very much for watching today's lesson. Today we practice how to order at Starbucks in English. If you like today's lesson, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. Till the next lesson, see ya.